This week on the Spotlight, we get some wise words from Chris Sale, who's been dominating so far this season. And we talk to Rick Hahn, the general manager, who had to pull the trigger in a tough way, but that's what you do when you're contending. We talk to manager Robin Ventura, whose calm demeanor is a little more appropriate when the team's winning. And we flash back to the days of Pat Riley going against the Bulls. That's been forever. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago's sports teams are making news, it's the 29th year of the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. They have tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and more. 108th and Kedzie. Lansing Floral Shop, open 8 a.m. daily. Custom silk flowers, Bridgewater candles, great flowers, 708-474-1212. A great floral shop, Lansing Floral. You've got to get to the Cove for Benkowski Trivia Wednesday, May 18th at 8 p.m. Great people, great game, 1750 East 55th.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open.
You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. You've got to get to the Wise Owl at Van Buren and Racine. Pizzas, pork sliders, Cuban sandwiches, carrot soup, elote, burgers, tacos, salads, and more. Great cocktails and great bartenders. A tremendous array at the Wise Owl, Van Buren and Racine. See you there. A unique business to Chicagoland is Snappers, seafood and chicken at 115th and Western. They started the franchise in Florida. They have tilapia, perch, catfish, shrimp, conch from the Miami Connection, crab, Philly steak, grilled food, an incredible array, an amazing menu at Snappers, Seafood and Chicken, 115th and Western. We're back on the Spotlight, and we're talking Chris Sale. I didn't bother him today with you should be the spokesperson for American Sale, but I was thinking it the whole time during the interview. Anyway, Chris certainly knew John Danks very well and learned some lessons from him, as we'll find out, but also is aware this is a serious pennant race and a chance to go deep into the playoffs. This pitching staff is all cylinders. Every engine firing. Hope I'm not mixing any metaphors with that. But anyway, Sale off to a great start statistically. Also talks about his own pitching and how he's switching it up a little bit from being Mr. Strikeout King, where sometimes he wasn't around enough innings, and he's wants to tweak that a little bit.
And Johnny's a good dude. He's a big part of, the chemistry that's going on in this clubhouse. And heck, he's been here for a decade. He's done some great things for this organization, for this place, and a lot of good things for the people that he's been around. In the clubhouse, he's definitely left his mark on me and a lot of guys in here. You can tell by the long faces. But we still have a job to do, and that's pick up where we left off before the off day and keep it rolling.
What were some of the best lessons he taught you about being a major leaguer?
Having fun. John's quite the jokester, so he put a couple tricks up my sleeve for me. So, but keeping loose, having fun, and he was one of the best at just forgetting. John was the guy that nobody wanted to pitch better than than he did for himself. You know, he's got a lot of crap over the last couple of years, and you know, nobody wanted to change that more than he did. And you know, I think people lose sight of that sometimes. You know, he's going out, he's in here busting his butt, going out there giving everything he's got. Never one time complained. Never one time try to shy away from taking the ball. And you know, I think that's what people should remember about him. And you know, that he's dedicated and he was a hard worker.
Did you talk to him, Chris? I mean, is he down, or is he, you know, excited for whatever comes next for him?
Yeah, you know, he's upset. I've talked to him for a few days about it now, and you know, last night I called him up or texted him, and you know, he was going to leave early this morning. I was like, man, you got to come in and, you know, say bye to the guys. You know, I know it made everyone happy. So you know, he's bummed about it, but you know, maybe a fresh start for him. You know, he's the type of guy I look at, and you know, I see a team picking him up, and him just kind of recreating himself and becoming that guy that we all know he can be.
Surprised by this? Surprised by it?
Yeah, anytime you see a teammate walk out the door, you're always surprised by it. It doesn't matter if he's got, you know, 6 days, 6 years, or, you know, 10 years. You never want to see it happen, you know, especially a guy like him. Like I said, he was a big part of the chemistry we had going on in here. He was a personality. He was a character. But, you know, like I said, we got to keep moving. This game stops for no one, and you know, it's the greatest job in the world. I'll be the first to tell you, but it can be cutthroat as well.
We appreciate the idea
Do you
that.
understand why it happened? Is it hard? I mean, get past the emotional part of it, but do you understand why it happened at this point?
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand it's a business, and you know, as the further away you get from, you know, Little League, the more it becomes a business. So you know, you get it, you understand it, but it doesn't soften the blow at all, you know.
You appreciate the idea that as hard as this was for everyone to do, that management wants to have more efficiency in that position and are looking hard to kind of fill that.
Yeah, you know, I truly believe Rick is doing everything he can to make this a winning ball club. You know, we're trying to put our best foot forward, and you know, we're trying to maintain this positivity that we've had over the first month throughout the whole season. So, like I said, it stinks, but you know, at the same time, we got to keep trucking forward.
What's different about this team that you've noticed from the first month?
Energy, just energy, and the positivity. You know, we come to the ballpark expecting to win every day, and you know, if we don't, we leave here expecting to win the next day. And I think that's the biggest thing is, you know, winning isn't what happens; it's what needs to happen. You know, and I think everyone in here has bought into, you know, collectively doing that, not, you know, individually going out there and winning games, but winning it as a group, and coming in ready to play every day.
Chris, how much has the energy in this clubhouse helped you off to your 6-0 start?
Say that one more time.
How much has the energy in the clubhouse helped you to get off to the 6-0 start?
Most, if not all of it. You know, I play once a week. You know, and so you know, when we're rolling and we're you know, we've won the 4 days in between, or 3 of the 4 days in between. You know, I put it on myself to go out there and keep that going. You want to be the guy that keeps the winning going and you know, stops the losing. So I think that can be said for anybody. I don't want to speak for anybody, but I think people who are having success, it's no secret that, you know, this team is a big part of it.
With your strikeout record last year, is it true that you are going to try to be this more efficient, not throw 125 pitches in 6 innings type guy and seek contact more, or are you content striking people out?
Yeah, for starting pitchers, I think the most important thing is innings. You know, if you rack up a lot of innings, it means you're out there and you were doing everything else that it takes to get those innings. You know, saving your bullpen, you know, taking a little stress off the next guy that's starting the next day. You know, strikeouts are cool. I get it. You know, everyone's fascinated with strikeouts and home runs, but you know, and on the flip side, if you hit 50 homers and you hit 150, you know, hit 50 homers with 60 ribbies, that it might not be too well. So, you know, I'm trying to eat as many innings as I can, take some stress off the relievers, and just get deep into games. You know, just try to stick around long enough to see it through.
John got the ball.
You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212.
Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furlan, DDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. We're back on the spotlight, and the team today, as I am here with the rest of a huge press corps, not only for the excellent play of the White Sox, but the word that pitcher John Danks has been let go. And so it was imminent. Going back to that surgery, just wasn't the same pitcher, never was. Had his moments, had little shining pieces of brilliance, but not enough put together, and not enough to be a top-flight starting pitcher, certainly not on a staff like this. And so that gigantic earned run average and all those losses are cut loose. Eric Johnson will get the first crack at the number 5 spot in the rotation, and it kind of a little bit of sadness around the team. Some people will be addressing it, and I guess we should probably start with the GM, Rick Hahn, describing it and giving the initial remarks.
All right. Obviously, you heard the news about the impending designation of John Danks. Never easy to make a move like this when you have as much respect for the player involved as we all do for Johnny. He's been a tremendous teammate for everyone in that locker room this year and throughout his entire White Sox career. Obviously an extremely hard worker who battled back from a very difficult injury to rehab from. And the mere fact that he got back on that mound and contributed to us over the last couple of years is a testament to his makeup and his strength and his character. As I talked about with John yesterday, he was an important part of some very good White Sox teams, an important part of the division winner in 2008. Obviously, all of us with the White Sox will forever look back fondly on his role in one of the more iconic White Sox games of all time. It's game 163 against Minnesota when we won 1-0, thanks in large part to Johnny. At the end of the day, though, this is about putting us in the best position to win ball games going forward. We feel that we have a pretty special thing going on in this clubhouse right now. We have the opportunity to build off of some of the momentum we already have created for ourselves, and we wanted to put ourselves in the best position to win games going forward. So come Thursday, as you know, we're changing the rotation. Jose will start tonight, Rodon will start tomorrow, and then Eric Johnson will come up on Thursday to face the Red Sox. As for the 5th starter spot going forward, quite frankly, it's going to be a bit of a fluid situation. Obviously, Eric starts on Thursday. After that, we may well make another move next week as we try to accomplish 2 things with that spot. First and foremost, get a greater production than we've been receiving thus far this year. But also secondly, and I'll get a little bit to the schedule here in a moment, Given the way our schedule has played out already with only one April off day, we think it's important to try to get some of our starters an extra day of rest here and there where we can. Traditionally, when you have 4 or 5 scheduled off days in April, you're able to get guys on every 6th day as opposed to every 5th day. And our guys have been going pretty strong in over the last month already. So we're going to use this as an opportunity again to try to get improved production out of the spot and also get our guys an extra day of rest here and there if possible. So it's going to be, again, a fluid situation here going forward with Eric Johnson starting on Thursday to start us off. As for the team performance, which I'm guessing was what you guys initially showed up to discuss before we gave you this news, quite frankly, I'm extremely impressed with the way we've gotten through this stretch. Not just from a won-loss record standpoint, which obviously we're thrilled with, but really from a competitiveness standpoint and how everyone in that locker room has gone about their business and maintained a high level of energy and a high level of focus and an edge over the last several weeks while playing very good baseball. When we looked at this schedule when it first came out prior to the season, we saw that April was going to be a bear. We were one of, I think, only 2 teams with only 1 scheduled off day. Obviously, 19 straight. We had to play the AL West champs, the AL East champs. We had to go places that were traditionally very difficult for us to win in Toronto, Baltimore, Tampa, Oakland. And these guys came through every day with a focus on winning and high energy and battling every at-bat and battling late in games and coming back. And I'm putting aside the one-loss record, which we're thrilled with. I have to say we're all extremely impressed with the players in that clubhouse. They picked each other up. There were a number of occasions where guys had simple aches and pains, as you would expect without many April off days. And other guys filled in and got the job done in their stead. So absolutely thrilled with the way the team has responded to what, frankly, was a very difficult stretch in this season, and one that we'll benefit for in the dog days when some of these off days catch up for us in July and August.
In your conversations with John, I mean, he tried everything. Him and Coop tried everything over these years. Was there kind of a sense of relief in some ways, even though the competitor in him wanted another chance?
He's fundamentally he's a competitor, and he wanted to be able to contribute at the big league level. So I think there was a sense of frustration and disappointment from John, but at the same time, he understood completely where we were coming from. He expressed to me that he felt we have a really good team here, and his disappointment is that he's not going to be able to be a part of contributing to it. And he hopes that this club's able to win him a ring, is what he said at the end.
Rick, was the decision accelerated because of how well you started?
I don't think so. I think the decision is basically about how John was performing. I feel that if the record was reversed, I think it probably still would have been the same decision based on the fact that we weren't getting the production we needed out of that spot. Given the fact that we feel like this could well be a very special summer around here, there certainly was heightened scrutiny to all the areas where we weren't performing. But that 5th spot was one where we felt was imperative we make a move.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget, the Illinois Lottery, too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski.
You've got to get to the Sock Live Minkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. Lulu's is cool at Taylor and Ogden, 2200 West. Italian beef, hot dogs, burgers, chicken, gyros, fish, salads, subs, ribs, fries, soup in season. An amazing array at Lulu's, Taylor and Ogden. We're back on the spotlight, and we're talking Robin Ventura. In the past, I've critiqued Robin for being a little too laid back. I thought when his team was struggling, he needed to inject a little more fire, express his displeasure with the way we're playing, but how could you be displeased with this? Winning over 70% of your games in the first month is certainly not a pace that a team can sustain, but excellent. And so this is the time to chill and not get too high. This team has a lot of energy players, and his laid backness is a fit right now. So just guide it, talk to people, help them out when they need it. His pitching and batting practice might be a little bit more important than I ever realized. I've read a couple things about it, how he analyzes the hitters, how they seek him out, how he lays it in there, and how they get confident slamming his pitches into the stands here, which is fine. You want confident players coming out of batting practice. That's the point of it. So Robin talks about a lot of things, including the Dank situation. And here's another installment of, in this case, first place manager, Robin V.
Always tough to leave one of your veteran guys behind, especially a great individual like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the toughest part of the whole thing, in dealing with the individual. It's a great teammate, player. I mean, the performance part of it is tough, and but whatever you asked of him, he would do. And I think every player in there knows that. Every guy on the coaching staff knows that. So that's what makes these days always tough.
There had been precedent kind of last year where you had a bad month and then bounced back a little bit. Did you guys just kind of think it was what you had seen? It was.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably time for him too. I think everybody knows how that goes. If you can roll off a few good ones and then the one bad one, everybody's going to go back to the one bad one. So, it's always tough. I mean, you don't really know what's out there, but at this point, we're going in a different direction.
Not a lot of pitchers come back from shoulder surgeries, and he was able to throw almost 400 plus innings. How impressive was that? He was still able to.
Well, I mean, as far as work ethic and just guts, I mean, he had all that. That was never a question. He's always been able to do that, and there's a lot of respect for him in the clubhouse for all the things he did, and one of them's coming back from an injury and trying to get through it.
Robin, at this point, was it more physical? Was it mental? What kind of combination?
No, I mean, there's probably a combination of everything, but it doesn't make it any easier, to say pinpoint it on one thing.
Do you think there was a sense of relief, even though there's always a great competitor inside there, that he didn't go out there and disappoint everybody, because he always took it so personally when he did the
Well, I think part of it, you're looking at what's going on with our team, and I think a guy like him wants to be part of that, and you know that. That's the part that's disappointing. I know that hurts him, the kind of competitor that he is.
How do you handle the clubhouse? They have another hit emotionally, and you got over the first one. How do you do it again this time?
Well, I think this one's a little more. I think guys have been around long enough; they see it. There's a lot of veteran guys that are in our clubhouse. So this is not the first time they've seen something like this. So they'll continue to focus on what we've been doing, and they miss him definitely, but they know how to refocus and play baseball.
You have a young player though, like Chris Rodon, who's really close to him. Do you allow Chris Sale to take care of that issue? Do you talk to him? How do you?
We talk to him a little bit, but it's a business, and that's part of what happens. And he's going to play a long time, and he's going to see this happen a few times.
From your perspective, is there a need to settle on a fifth starter as soon as you can?
I know who's throwing on Thursday, and then we'll go from there. So, from there we'll see what happens.
First, I need to come back to this.
You've got to get to Jack's, 3325 Ridge Road in Lansing. Trivia every Tuesday at 7 p.m. A very intense competitive game. Any of half a dozen teams can win. And you've got to get to Oliver's at 6100 West 159th Street. My live trivia, Thursday, May 12th, 7 p.m. start. Great food, great drink, great people, everything great at Oliver's. I'll see you over there. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. You've got to get to Del Sur Mexican Restaurant, open for lunch and dinner daily. Shrimp, tilapia, salmon, steak, chicken dishes, you name it. It's all there at 46th and Halsted. Great stuff at Del Sur Mexican Restaurant. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place.
Patrick Ewing shouldered the game and took us on as a team and had a great game. We were fortunate to bail ourselves out of that game and facilitate a game on Sunday, which I think that we're going to find a way to do a little bit better job in the fourth quarter. Whatever it is, whatever's happened these first 9 of the 12 quarters has worked consistently well until we enter that fourth quarter, and we have not performed up to par. And it wasn't just our offense, it was our defense too. But the opponent had something to do with that, and I think that we respect that and we appreciate that part of the next game. Now, as far as the last play of the game goes, Scottie Pippen was not involved in that play. He asked out of the play. I left him off the floor. That's as much as I'll talk about that, and we have practice tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
It was just a wild, wild game, and we're going to have to learn something, and we're going to have to learn it quickly, about starting games stronger, and playing the game of basketball better, than we had even in the last 3 games. We made a mad, desperate push at the end to get the score tied, and even when you have and what they're going to run, we've seen Coach do that 2 or 3 times this year, and it's great passes.
This week's show has been brought to you by the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Shop. They do it all at 108th and Kedzie.
Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero.
Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound, saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing. Call 708-396-1010.